Hi everyone, welcome back to Discover and Learn. Today I'm going to talk about a very common problem which we all face during our fluency journey. We start taking long pauses, right? So when we start speaking in English, we take long pauses. Now here in this session, I'm going to discuss why we take long pauses, what are the reasons we take long pauses, why it is not good, and what can we do to correct this problem. Okay, short pauses are always okay. We can take short pauses, but if we start stammering, if we start fluttering, if we start taking long pauses, it doesn't look good, right? And then it gives an impression that you're not fluent and confident in speaking in English. So that is why we should stop from today. We should stop this habit right now from today. Why should we do that? What is the reason behind all these things? What will help us to stop doing this? I'm going to talk about everything in detail in this video. So guys, on that note, welcome back to my channel. I am your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. And if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, guys, quickly subscribe my channel, like and share my videos, do write your comments in the comment section, and do not forget to press the notification icon so that you get all my videos on time, free of cost, and access to all the amazing content on this channel. What you have to do is stay tuned, stay connected, and watch my entire content or video to master this skill. Now let's get started. So this is a very common problem when we start speaking in English, when we are not very confident, when we are not very fluent in English, we start taking long pauses, right? We start going blank. Okay, and then we struggle to find something to speak. And that is what I am talking about. So what are the possible reasons behind this? Let's discuss that first. The first and foremost reason is, of course, we are not very confident in speaking in English. So that is why we take long pauses, right? We struggle to find words. We struggle to find sentences to express our ideas. And that is why we start taking long pauses. Things come into our head, but we are not able to speak. We forget, we get blank, we forget words and sentences. We forget how, this thing can be expressed in English. So that is the first reason why why we take long pauses while speaking in English. So confidence and fluency or knowledge about the language is one major thing. Second is what we do is we start thinking in our native language and we start translating it in English. Okay, when we are not very fluent in English, when we are not very used to speaking in English, what we do is we start thinking in our regional language or our mother tongue or our native language, and then we translate it in English. And that is why the time duration increases. First, we think in our native language and then we try to translate that in English in our heads or through sentences, which takes a lot of time, and we are not able to express it in the right way as well. Because as I've already told you, native language sentence structure and English sentence structure, both are very different. If you literally translate everything from Hindi to English or your regional language to English, you will see a lot of flaws there. The sentence isn't right in English, which you speak in your native language. There is a lot of difference. So that is why translation is something which hinders our fluency or our speech. Okay, so this is another reason. Third reason is overthinking. What we do is when we are not very confident and fluent in English, we search for the right word or the right sentence to express our ideas. And in that process, the time duration extends. We keep on thinking and thinking, and there's silence in our speech. We are not able to speak. Okay, so the time duration increases and it becomes a long pause. and then we struggle to speak after a long pause. Okay, so overthinking is another thing which hinders our fluency. Okay, and the last one is vocabulary, lack of vocabulary. In the first reason I said lack of knowledge of the language, or we're not very confident, fluent, and we don't have a hold on the language, right? So that is why it happens. We forget words, we forget sentences, and we are not able to express our ideas in a better way. Okay, so the other reason is vocabulary also. Why we forget words, why we are not able to make correct sentences? Just because we are not very confident about the vocabulary. We don't have a command over the vocabulary. Vocabulary doesn't mean complex words or, every single word I should know whichever is in English. No, the basic general words to describe anything. There are lots of basic words which we use every single day. So if we start getting hold of the vocabulary, the basic simple words which is used in everyday spoken English, this is going to make our life much easier. It will help us to gain fluency and confidence while speaking in English, and it will help us to avoid those long pauses, right? Which hinders our speech, which becomes an obstacle in our communication or in our conversation. Okay, so these are the 4 reasons which are linked to long pauses. Why do we take long pauses while speaking in English? Okay, now why long pauses are not good for us, or why taking long pauses is not good? Okay, the first thing is when you start speaking something and you forget word or you forget sentence or whatever, you're not very confident, or you start overthinking what word to put in here, or whatever reason it is, you take a long pause. So the person who is listening to you, they get blank, right? They lose their interest. They get blank. Like, what is this person trying to convey? Right? So they get disinterested. They lose interest in your speech. That is one of the reasons why long pauses are not good during speaking. Second reason is you will also not be able to connect, right? You'll also forget what you have spoken and what next to speak. If there is a long pause, you might not be able to connect what you are trying to say, and you might start beating around the bush. And it's the same with the listeners also. They're not able to relate what you're trying to say. Okay, so there's a disconnect between you and the listener, or you and the person who is speaking to you. So this is also another reason why we should not take long pauses. Okay, so basically it hampers our speech, it hampers our fluency and confidence, and it hampers our performance while speaking in English. And people might start thinking that you're not fluent in English. You don't know English. You don't know how to talk in English. Okay, so this is a general impression which comes out from such situations. So that is why it's better to avoid long pauses. Okay, I hope it's clear now. Now the third part is, let's come to the solution, what we can do to avoid long pauses. Now here I would like to add a small thing. We can always replace long pauses with short pauses. Yes, now what is the difference between a long pause and a short pause? For example, I am talking about my favorite food. Okay, and then if I start talking about it and I forget what I have to say. Okay, so I'll take up 2 situations. One, I'll take a long pause and I'll take a short pause. You will decide which is better and why I'm saying that. Okay, so first is a long pause. Today I wanted to eat a hamburger. I went to McDonald's and I ordered my favorite burger. When the burger came, I was so hungry that I started eating it fast. Okay, so this is one situation. Situation number 2, short pause. Today I wanted to have hamburger. I went to McDonald's and I ordered my favorite burger. When the burger came, I was so hungry that I started eating it very fast and I finished it in no time, right? So I took a pause, but I filled it immediately, right? And the first instance, I was just blank. I was just trying to collect what was my feeling at that time. What did I do? I started to eat very fast, or I finished my burger immediately, very fast, right? Within no time. I wanted to say that, but I was not getting word to fill it in. So I took a long pause. Okay. And then I completed, and I was not able to complete it even, right? I just tried to fill something in. But in my next case, I made sure that I speak the whole thing. I express myself very well, taking a short pause. So this is how you can express yourself, by taking a short pause. But while taking a short pause, you have to start thinking what you can say, what you can fill it up with, what is your thought, right? You need to have vocabulary. You need to be very fast in thinking about the vocabulary, how to replace that, right? If you're not getting very fast, or if you're not getting appropriate word, you can use synonyms. You can use antonyms with not, or anything else which can describe about that feeling or that action. Okay, so you have to be quick in doing that. So you can take a short pause and you can collect your ideas, and then you can complete the sentence immediately. Okay, this will not disinterest anybody. People will not lose interest in your speech, and they will be able to understand also what you are trying to say, and they'll feel connected, they'll feel related. Okay, they will be able to relate also to what you're saying. So this is one thing. Second thing is you can use fillers. While taking a long pause, you can use fillers, as I've taken in my first situation, right? Like, these are things which you can just add so that the person listening to you is engaged. They don't start getting that feeling that you have forgotten something, or you're forgetting something, you're not able to find words, or you're not able to speak, or you're not able to express it in English. They should not feel so. So you have to use fillers, like if you want to say, I grabbed a burger, you are not able to speak, you're not able to get this word grab. Okay, so instead of saying I grabbed a burger, if you forget that word, you want to express the same thing in different way, how you can say. So I would say, well, I went to the store and I ordered a burger, and I had my favorite burger at McDonald's. Okay, so I started with something, but I couldn't complete that. I just changed my sentence. I used a filler and I changed my sentence. Fillers can be, I think so, or let me put it this way. Okay, or let's take an example. Just change that sentence, change the whole idea, what you want to say. Okay, so as I said, and then I forgot things. So I said, and then I just changed everything. I wanted to eat. I ordered a burger for myself, right? And I had my favorite burger from McDonald's. Okay, so you can change the whole thing by adding kind of like, or let's take an example, or anyways, and then change everything. Okay, so these are called fillers. There are lots of filler words which you can use. Okay, let's not get into this. Change the whole sentence then. Change the whole idea, right? So these are called fillers. Fillers are very helpful, guys. If you're not able to complete a sentence which you have thought, if you're not able to get it, discard that thought. Change your thought immediately and use a filler and start using another sentence to express your feeling. Okay, anyways, let's not discuss about it, or let's move forward. Anything you can just, filler is just, you have to use something as an excuse to forget that sentence or to forget that what you have said earlier and start speaking something new. Okay, so fillers are very important. Third one is vocabulary, right? Start building on your vocabulary, basic vocabulary, how you can express things, how you can express your ideas, how you can express your feelings, how you can express your thoughts, your ideas, your likes and dislikes, or whatever you have been through, your experiences. You should know how to talk about it, what words you can use to talk about it. This is very important, guys. So you have to build on your vocabulary. There's no excuse here. I am not talking about some complex vocabularies. Every single word in English you should know. No. And that's not possible. I also don't know many words. At times I hear a lot of words which is very new to me. But I am not disheartened. I don't feel inferior. I don't feel lost. I don't feel less confident at that time. I am fine. At least I can express my ideas. That's okay if I don't know every single word of English. So you should also just take care of basic, common, everyday used words which can help you to express your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts, your ideas, your experiences, right? Which is important in our day-to-day life. I'm going to tell you how you can do this also in the later part. So this is another thing which you need to work on, vocabulary. So that you don't forget words, you don't forget sentences, and you don't go blank, or you don't take long pauses. Okay, fill it up with a better vocabulary next time. Okay, now how will you do this? You have to practice well. Okay, short pauses, you should know how to take a short pause, collect your thoughts and start expressing your ideas. You should get in the habit of doing this. Okay, so you have to practice well. Second thing is fillers. You should know what fillers you can use. Okay, so while taking short pauses, you should know what fillers you can use. So you can get into the practice of taking short pauses and filling it up with fillers and then expressing your thoughts. And the third one is again vocabulary. You should work on your vocabulary so that next time you don't get a chance to take a pause, a long pause or a short pause, any pauses. Okay, you will be able to fill in the words to complete your sentence and express your ideas very easily and effortlessly. So work on that. And change your sentences, as I said, using a filler and then change your sentences. That is also one thing which you can do. You just change the shift. Okay, change the complete sentence. Change your focus basically. Forget that sentence which you're not able to complete. You know what feeling you have, right? What you want to express. I grabbed a burger. I wanted to say that, but I forgot grabbed. I can express it. I ate a burger. I had a burger. I wanted to eat a burger. I can say anything, right? I went out to eat burger. I can say it in different ways. So why should I focus on that single word which I am not able to figure out? Change the whole shift, change the whole focus, change the whole sentence. Do this. Start doing this. Take care of these 4 things. Start practicing it in your daily life, everyday routine, and you will see a lot of difference, guys. And it's really helpful. So guys, that's it for today. I'll see you in my next session. Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, keep watching, and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye and take care.